If you want these horror stories to continue, please subscribe now. And don't forget to like. The village did not appear on any map. It stood beyond a broken road, surrounded by endless fields and dead trees. When the bus stopped, the driver refused to go further. "No one stays there," he muttered. Alone, the traveler stepped down, feeling an unnatural silence swallow the sound of his footsteps. Not a single bird sang. Not a single dog barked. Houses lined the dirt road, old but strangely well kept. Curtains moved behind windows, yet no faces appeared. Every door was closed. The air smelled of damp soil and smoke, as if fires had burned recently but left no warmth behind. The traveler felt watched, from rooftops, from behind fences, from the ground itself. At the center of the village stood a dry well. Deep scratch marks covered its stone rim, spiraling downward as if something had tried to climb out. When the traveler leaned closer, he heard breathing, slow, patient, not human. He stepped back, heart racing, only to realize the entire village was facing the well. Night fell too quickly. Lamps flickered on by themselves, casting weak yellow light. Figures appeared in the distance, villagers, standing still, motionless, their faces hidden in shadow. When the traveler called out, they slowly turned away, moving in perfect silence, vanishing into houses without opening doors. Seeking shelter, the traveler entered an abandoned home. Inside, furniture was arranged neatly, but everything was coated in dust. On the wall, strange symbols were carved repeatedly, as if by fingernails. A single phrase was written over and over. "We stayed too long." Footsteps echoed outside. Not one set, many. The traveler peeked through a cracked window and froze. The villagers stood around the house, heads tilted at impossible angles, their mouths opened slightly, releasing a low hum, synchronized, endless. The sound vibrated through the walls. The well began to tremble. From its depths came a deep vibration, like something massive shifting below the ground. The villagers turned toward it in unison. One by one, they walked toward the well and stopped, standing at its edge, unmoving, as if waiting for permission. A voice rose from the well, not loud, not threatening, gentle, persuasive. The traveler couldn't understand the words, but their meaning was clear. Stay. The ground felt warm now, alive. The village lights flickered faster, and shadows stretched unnaturally long. The traveler ran, past houses, past fields, past the broken road. But no matter how far he went, the village remained behind him, unchanged. The same well, the same houses, the same villagers, now closer. Their faces were visible at last, empty, hollow, yet peaceful. By morning, a new figure stood among the villagers, silent, still, facing the well. The road remained broken, and the village waited. The new figure among the villagers slowly raised his head. He could still think, still remember running, but his body no longer responded. The well pulsed faintly, like a living heart beneath stone. Each pulse sent a memory slipping away. His name, the road he came from, the reason he ever traveled. The villagers beside him did not move. They did not need to. The voice from the well no longer whispered. It guided. Images filled his mind. The village once alive with laughter, children running, smoke rising from chimneys. Then came hunger, isolation, and finally the promise made to something. Beneath the earth. The village was not abandoned. It was preserved. Deep below the well, something vast stirred. It was not a monster in shape, but in presence. It fed on stillness, on obedience, on time stretched thin. The villagers had not died. They had been paused. The traveler felt his breath slowing, matching the rhythm of the ground. A scream echoed suddenly from the edge of the village. Another outsider. The villagers turned their heads in perfect synchronization. For the first time, the traveler felt fear for someone else. The voice from the well softened, pleased. Fresh movement, fresh resistance, fresh reason to continue. Night fell again, but darker than before. The stars above twisted into unfamiliar patterns. The traveler felt his feet move without command, guiding him towards the newcomer. His mouth opened, trying to warn them, but only the low village hum escaped. The outsider fought back, running, shouting, throwing stones into the well. The ground reacted violently. Houses cracked. Trees bent inward. The villagers tightened their circle, and for a moment the traveler felt pain, real pain. The village did not like disruption. The well roared, not in anger, but correction. The outsider collapsed, overwhelmed by the weight of the silence pressing down. The traveler stood inches away, looking into terrified eyes. He remembered himself, briefly, painfully. Then the memory dissolved. The outsider joined the circle. The village stabilized, cracks sealed, lamps returned to their steady glow. The traveler felt relief, not joy, but completion. The voice thanked them all. It promised eternity, without decay, without loss, without change. Time passed strangely. Seasons shifted without wind or rain. The village remained untouched by rot. Roads leading away faded completely. Maps rewritten themselves. Somewhere beyond the fields, the world forgot this place ever existed. Deep inside the well, the present settled again, satisfied. Above it, the village stood silent and perfect. The traveler no longer wondered who he was. He no longer needed to. He was part of the village now, and the village was forever. Morning came, but the village did not wake. The well was dry. The houses stood empty. The road disappeared again. No one remembered the place. No maps showed its name. Only sometimes, late at night, people dreamed of a quiet village that was waiting. The end. If you want these horror stories to continue, please subscribe now and don't forget to like.